likes of DJ T, DJ Jimmy Jack, DJ Humility, DJ Waxy, and so many other veteran DJs who changed the game of DJing in Nigeria, DJs have come to play a major role in making tracks become hit songs. With the introduction of streaming platforms and access to different playlists, times are changing fast. Today, on this episode of the MTV Base special, Musicology, we are going to be figuring out what roles DJs play in the music market.
The gap between booking an artist and a DJ is too much.
How relevant are they for breaking tracks? Do they really influence pop culture? And what role do they really play in the entertainment industry?
The DJs took over, but some places, aka Nigeria, just didn't evolve.
Now, if these are questions you've been asking yourself, then stay tuned for this Musicology episode, which we have titled, Wetin, DJs They Do Serve. Just as we always do, to talk about this topic, to dissect everything, we bring together some of the best minds in the industry. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet our panelists. AKA Crowd Controller, International DJ, Rachel Towobola, on-air personality, Olamide Olaitan, Head, A&R, Warner, and Chocolate Heated Music. Superstar DJ Ovi.
Oye Akindeinde, CEO, Music Time.
Daniel Obende, music programmer for MTV Base. Welcome back to Musicology. We've met our guests. How you guys feeling today? You guys good? Everybody feeling nice and clean? I like that. All right, so today on the show, we're talking big about DJ. It's 2020. The internet has taken the world to another level. We're going to be talking about if DJ playlists or DJ mixes are still as relevant as the online playlist, because those ones go viral every single day. And back in the days, we used to have like, you know now, big Jigga Man, Big Boss. Do you remember Big
Boss Jigga Man?
There you go, there you go. All right, so this is what we're going to start with now. What is the essential role of a DJ? And Crowd Controller, we're going to start with you.
Okay, so the essential role of a DJ is to keep your party rocking, all the way from beginning to end. So if you don't book the right DJ, your event is going to flop. You're going to feel the energy drop. Like, the DJ is the most essential thing to your event or to an artist's career. Basically, that's what a DJ does.
They're like the most important part of the entire sphere, right? Even from like music promotions for artists to rocking your parties as an event promoter. The DJs are the funnel between the creative, the owner of the content, and the people who want to enjoy the content, right? You make your music in the studio, and without the DJs, nobody gets to hear it. Right, there's a digital space now, fine. People get personalized stuff, right? But the world is still always going to socialize. People are always going to go to venues. People are always going to go to bars, go to clubs, go to beach houses, go to places where they need to come together and have fun, right? The DJ is the one who creates the atmosphere where they can have that fun. Otherwise, they're just going to be there, right? The role of a DJ is underemphasized. It's always been underemphasized. It's getting better, but it's still underemphasized. I feel like they are the beginning and the end of the industry.
Alpha Omega.
To be honest, because like you take the DJs out, and
Why don't they be in church? Hey, look at that.
No, but facts. You take the DJs out and it's like a full imbalance. It's like you're driving a car on two wheels. You know, you can't do much without the DJs. Facts. Whether it's a small DJ, it's a big DJ, he's got a profile, he's not got a profile, he has a role he's playing where he is.
You pay DJs, so this is your problem.
We all pay now.
Okay, so let's talk about opening the budget for the DJs.
We all know that DJs right now, they have their own sets, right? They can be the headliner for most events. Jimmy Jack does that effectively. He has jump off year in, year out, and I mean, sponsors jump on. And I mean, there's a budget for it. Because end of the day, for most brands, you want eyeballs, you want awareness of your product, you want people to gather, and you want shout-outs by the DJ. So once the DJ can create that right proposition to brands, then obviously things like even just creating budgets for doing their shows, it becomes a norm. And if you can go through the proper means of licensing, right? You can actually license your mix. 20 songs, you get signed off with the artists and the labels, and you can actually put it out on the music stores as well and sell it. you know, and then you agree on how you share the revs.
So let me ask you now. Going out, aside from work, we work all the time. You're going out, you're going to this event. You know the DJ, you know, or you know, oh, this DJ is a dope DJ, or this DJ is not really a dope DJ. Does that make up your mind of you going out, or you not going out anymore? It's okay, I saw the DJ's name on the bill, and I'm not really interested.
It's very important. If I know that the DJ who's going to be playing is not to my standards, there's no way I'm going to leave my house. I mean, first of all, for a woman to get ready to get all of this done, there's no way I'm going to get all of that done and then I'm going to be bored the whole night. Doesn't make sense. Like Crowd Controller says, you control the vibe, you control the atmosphere from beginning to the end.
So who do you blame? Do you blame the DJ or the person that brought you out?
The DJ.
At least we know.
I would blame the DJ, truthfully, because when you go to a party and the DJ is whack, what do you shout? DJ is whack! Boo, boo, DJ. You know, it's the DJ. I mean, I'm not booing you guys.
Once there's a party, you know there's a particular DJ under pressure. How much pressure do you guys go?
It's a lot of pressure, man. You're dealing with a ton of emotions, multiple personalities. You have to try and please everybody. Try. You're not going to please everybody, but you have to try your hardest to please everybody. Especially if you're an open format DJ. An open format DJ is someone that plays everything. That's what we have mostly in Nigeria. We don't have genre-based DJs that just play house or hip-hop or reggae. A lot of us, if not almost all of us, are open format DJs. And that's huge pressure. So for instance, now out here, we have the shows that happen in December at Echo Hotel, and you give a DJ 15 minutes to rock the crowd. That's insane.
That's 5 songs.
Think about 15 minutes trying to please 5,000, 8,000 people. How do you crack that? But, you know, that's why you stay on top of your game. You have to get creative. You know, you have to look for ways, acceptable ways to be different, because a lot of DJs, when they hear being different, they think, you know, you can be your boring self. No. You have to be creative to bring to life something different that these people don't know that will excite them. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a lot of pressure, man. It's a lot of pressure. I still feel pressure sometimes when I'm going for gigs, because most of the time you're going to a brand new location, a brand new crowd, you don't know anybody, nobody knows you, or people know you and have very high expectations. So it's like how you start, in fact, how you start, keep it going and end the party is very important. Because if you think about it, as a DJ, you are managing more than 25 things at one time. I promise you. Not, sometimes more, maybe less, but nothing short of that 25 if you think about it. The sound guy, the mic, make sure it's not on. Make sure there's not a wrong channel. Oh, what song is coming up? Who likes this song? What crowd is out here? If I say this, who will be offended? Who will laugh? Who will smile? Who will cheer? You know, if I play this song, am I going to get the call and response that I want? Okay, maybe not this song, maybe the next song. You know what I'm saying? And then you're thinking, oh, this lady is not dancing. Her friend just walked to the bar. Whatever they're getting, hopefully with my music, they get up to dance. When that shot comes to that table, okay, boom. These guys are here now. They're footballers. They're celebrities. They're actors. How do I get that table to turn up? How do I get them to turn up? They're going to spend already. So they're spenders. How am I going to get them to turn up? You know what I'm saying? These are all the things that are happening maybe in the span of a minute of every time the DJ looks up to read the crowd. Do you understand what I'm saying? And at the same time, you're still doing the core job of playing music. Now, sometimes when it comes to the music, is the file the correct file? Is the bass too heavy for the sound? I don't want to clip the speakers. You know, there's so much going on when you're DJing. Yeah. Like, if you're not built for it, you can't crack it.
It's like performing heart surgery, eh?
Literally, but you know.
I gotta ask you though, the topic of the day, say, Wetin DJs they do self? So if person stop you now and say, Daniel, tell us, Wetin DJs they really do for this, not just as a party, the whole industry.
Basically, for myself, with music creation, I think DJs are like the top notch. They lead that's terrible. That's connection of creating music. On the side, I have to give it to them because they have an immediate reaction from the audience. It's different from when you're creating music for TV or for radio. You do it and you know how you just come up with ideas and anything, but you don't get an immediate reaction. You get reactions from digital space and all that and everything. But for DJs, they get an immediate reaction. They're not playing well. It's straight up. Who's the DJ? Somebody is shouting, telling me, well, who's that DJ? What's he playing? It's a different vibe for them, though, from people like us who do creation for TV and radio and everything.
Okay, so in 2020, do DJs still have influence when it comes to pop culture? Because back in the day when hip-hop started, they had DJs. Every single MC had a DJ, and it was the DJ before the MC, actually. Yeah. You know what I mean? The DJs were like these rock stars. They taught everybody how to dress, how to walk, how to sound.
What to
listen to, the rings, you know what I mean? The style, everything, the presence. Funk Master Flex and the people that Jam Master J, those guys from that way, Grandmaster Flash, they even influenced like movies. You know what I mean? Actors wanted to be like DJs. But now it's 2020. Do you think DJs still have those, you know what I mean, that kind of power, that kind of influence?
Well, yeah, definitely. Because now, like, brands are jumping on DJs. Like, we've signed a lot of deals with DJs just on board. We're the gatekeepers of the music. And basically, like, it's a talent to get the crowd up and dancing. It's not easy. Like, you have to literally
I don't think anyone will ever understand that it's not easy. You know, and sometimes I like to throw people on the bus when they come to make some silly requests. It's like, bruh. No. Or, you know, someone comes with an attitude to the DJ booth, like, why are you playing this? Why?
Everybody here has requested from a DJ before.
Yeah, but I still ask. My thing is, I like to put them on the spot to say, come and try this out right now, like on the spot. Since you're trying to downplay my skill at what I'm doing, why don't you come and do a better job? It's a very tasking craft.
But now we have social media influencers who have big Instagram or CK is about to. I'm about to throw them under the bus. We have big social media influencers that have big numbers, millions of followers that are turning into DJs.
It kills it. It kills it. It kills it.
But the bigger influencers are DJs. I mean, if you have, we're the best.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
You can have a guy with 100 followers and he would kill the club for you.
No, without doubt.
I can have someone with 1,000, like 100,000 followers.
Not even 100,000, millions. Because let's see. Because you know I'm holding my tongue in this conversation.
Stop, please. Stop.
Don't hold back. Social media game is killing the craft in the sense that some social media influencers who have never, touched DJ equipment in their life, go for a quick crash course, and then the next thing is like, oh, I can throw parties. It's the same way. Because you throw house parties doesn't mean you can do a club promo. You can now do a whole event or a concert because I've asked, 100 people to come to my house for free, eat for free, drink for free. Oh no, I can do this club thing. With DJing, you just have to know your craft and practice to improve your skill. Do you understand? Not everything else you can hire someone for. You can hire a PR person, you can hire a stylist, you can hire a promoter, you can hire, photographer, you can hire people to make...
Oh yeah, they be hiring stylists.
But see, you can't take away... the fact is, you can't take away the playtime. How many times you go to the club to actually play? You can play in your bedroom 8 hours a day and you're good. But when you come to real life, real people, real requests, scenarios, it's a different ball game. So the more you play out, the better you become. It's like an athlete. The more you run, you compete, you get better. So you can't just do it from social media. It's impossible.
I'm saying this from curation and everything. Songs come out that I'm not exactly up-tempo. Not all songs are up-tempo, and DJs have to please whoever they're playing to and yet have a reaction. A DJ will not go back and just go out and start straight back to a very mid-tempo song. Unlike when you're creating music where you've said this is it and everything. They play all genres just because you have an audience you're trying to please. Unlike creation where you can decide that, okay, yes, you want alternative music, this is a tempo, you give this on streams and everything, and it works for people. Everybody wants to listen to it. But for them, it really isn't easy. They can't just give you mid-tempo music for an hour.
No, but it's about moods as well, right? So a DJ can decide to create a mix for driving, for workouts,
Exactly.
for crying, for breakups, for Nigerian men are the best.
True. DJs need to start. I agree. DJs need to start.
I got a big question for the mixes.
I think he's talking about the switch.
No, I'm saying they can now create.
So now that's the difference. So you see that switch? That's what the difference is.
That's
That's what it is.
Playlists and mixes. So like
Please don't talk about playlists and mixes. Please.
because I
but
might.
we have
I
to.
want.
So go ahead. We might as well have that. We might as well do that now.
Yeah, we can go to a quick break. We'll come back. More musicology. Wetin DJs they do serve. Remember, you can carry on with the conversation on social media. Twitter us at MTV Base West using the hashtag MTV Base Musicology. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Musicology. Today we're talking about everything DJs do. You feel me?
Always.
Yeah, but the topic is Wetin DJs they do serve. And we are at the Kairos Hub, so thank you guys for accommodating these amazing people. Before the break, I wanted to break one table. But I got a question before you. I wanted to break. He said something about social media killing, kind of like the normal way we know everything DJing. Social media doing that. Do you agree with what he said?
I actually agree. I feel that social media has killed a lot of careers, not just DJing, models, presenters, DJs, honestly, because it just seems that the more numbers you have, the better you are. But that's not the truth. A lot of people have numbers because, they have the time to spend all that time on social media, branding, all of that. But when it comes to honing your craft and your skill, you might not have time for social media. But if you don't have the numbers, people feel like, who's this DJ?
You're not doing the work.
You're not doing the work, right?
So what I usually use to console is like 2 million followers doesn't equate in your bank account. So
exactly.
Just keep up, keep doing you. I know DJs that
That's the Igbo in you speaking.
But here's something that I also used to encourage myself because I'm gonna say my social media numbers are not up there. But I've seen way more respected DJs in the game, way more like professional, skilled, like awesome DJs with even less numbers. And to me, it's just like that. Don't let that dictate your booking. So now it's up to your brand to not allow that to affect you, because you still need to be able to sell the fact that as a DJ, you can get behind the decks if you're woken up and shut down any venue. And DJs are diversifying now into different things. People want to sing, people want to dance. But guess what? As a DJ, but production and DJing come hand in hand. So I don't even see that as a bad thing. It's a skill set that I feel like, yes, at some point every DJ has to, even if you're not going to use it, at least know a thing or two about it or how to do it,
Have you ever hired a DJ off his followers?
Of his followers.
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Honestly.
Have you ever said, this DJ has 5,000, this DJ has 3 million followers?
Honestly, yes. It really depends on the event, right? There are certain events where aside from the fact that you want a DJ who's going to wreck the night, you also want a DJ who's going to bring some level of traffic.
Okay.
Some level of visibility to the event that you're doing, right?
Okay.
I remember I've been bugging this guy for years. Let's do party, let's do party, because I know that when Obi is on the night, it brings, regardless of the fact that he's going to kill the night, he brings a crowd with it. So you look at those things, right? And that's where some brands also look at. Yeah. And each DJ, just like the artist or every other skill, you have to take full responsibility for yourself personally and your brand to put yourself in a position where you can be positioned to gain some kind of gigs. Right? You can be the sickest DJ in the room, but then at the end of the day, that's not necessarily what's going to get you the most gigs. Now, there are people who are going to walk in the room and say, who's that DJ? It happens a lot. Who's that DJ? He's sick. I need to meet him. Like, they'll literally even walk up to him. I've even seen a DJ who has, like, his DJ booth branded with his number and his this thing scrolling. Like, don't even come. Just collect the number. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So, you get that, but you also get more people who just randomly hear about your name or say, I have this DJ. And you say, what's his name? And you say, XYZ DJ. And the first thing you do is check him out. And then once the numbers are not encouraging, it kind of turns them off. It would be good for the DJ or the talent or the creative to also understand that there are a lot of more people who pay attention to these superficial things, so to speak, that you have to also kind of balance it, which is where management comes in, which is where your own creative thinking comes in. A lot of things come to play. But I don't necessarily think digital space or social media has or will or can't even replace DJs. I feel like technology is evolving generally. It would affect the arts, it would affect the, how do I put it? So back in the day, they used to use vinyls and turntables and stuff. It's evolved, right? Now a DJ doesn't necessarily need to travel with crates and all of that stuff. My laptop and I'm good. Do you get what I mean? Exactly. You know, so the technology is definitely affecting the arts, but it's for the talent to evolve with times and realize that, okay, this technology can help me be a better person or be a better DJ. You will probably get some years in the future whereby maybe Obi will start spinning concerts from his phone or whatever the technology or whatever is going to evolve into.
Holograms.
Right? But doesn't necessarily mean that Obi is not going to be needed. He is needed. You cannot plug a playlist to a concert and expect 5,000 people to have a good time.
No, but some DJs do that though.
But here's
no reaction.
Yeah, but thank you. But here's the problem with things like that, and this is something we also try to sell to you, or not even sell. This we try to use to encourage or inform a lot of young DJs. Is you can preset that mix, you can pre-record or whatever it is, but the vibe is not the same. The feeling. I always say you will know when there's a DJ there versus when you're listening to a mix. There's a life that comes.
I think you guys feed up the energy of the crowd.
I know that, and that's the thing. We have to. So if the energy of the crowd is at a certain point and the DJ isn't, it's like, is he really doing anything? You can easily tell.
Exactly. And then I've also been in rooms where people pay attention. You have no idea. You'll be at a party, and I've been in the club literally when my guy standing next to me is telling me, I know the song that is coming next.
Yeah, the BPM is the same. You know, that's
apart from BPM, that particular DJ,
he
gets set.
He just has it set. He gets set.
It doesn't react.
Do you understand? He gets set. And at the end of the day, the art of being a DJ is the live responses to the people. You're watching a room of 200, 300 people, right? Like he said, there's a corner in this place where people are dancing. There's a corner in this place where people are not dancing. You kind of have to like move around the entire room. A playlist can't do that for you. It can't.
Something that I've noticed these days with DJs is that they're becoming very lazy, especially the ones with the big followers. The ones with the big numbers on social media, if you go to any gigs that they play, they are so lazy. It's like they're at a point where they feel like, I'm so big, I don't need to do anything. You know, this Dirty December, I went to an event, massive event, big brand sponsor is all I'm gonna say. And this DJ literally did not play a single song. All he did, it was like 3 seconds, and it was like, are you ready to party tonight? 3 seconds of another song, it's, you know what I mean? It wasn't, nothing was happening, and it was completely boring, and he's like a big name, and somebody who drops songs as well, so it was very shocking.
Getting closer.
I agree with her. Those are the DJs that focus more on the brand than the actual work. Because I'll tell you this, Jazzy Jeff is still killing
up to now.
Up to today. And guess what? When
from the 80s.
Jazzy Jeff right now is like up there for a lot of, and like one of the biggest is also Black Coffee. And when you hear them play,
you can,
the first time or the 100th time, it's still
fresh.
So you know, so you have people like that, and then you have people that feel like, yo, I'm the ish, so like why do I want to sweat, you know? And that's why I say that social media has hurt the DJing, because at the same time you have DJs that are all about the ego and the brand, and they want to walk leaving the venue and everyone's pulling them, and it's like you go on the street and it's like, oh my God, the reaction is DJ such and such, but behind the decks is like, so why you even DJ such and such?
But the thing is, right, I want us to see digital as an enabler. Because, I mean, the continent is mobile first, right? DJs need to find a way to improve their brand. And you can't blame them, right? I mean, I work for multinationals, and when I'm trying to get budget for a DJ, they'll say, send me his profile. And they'll start checking his social media, and it doesn't help when you don't put your sets on YouTube, so they can even see performance, see crowd reaction. So all they're living off is the numbers and your interaction. And that's what they can judge and say, why do you want to pay this DJ 5 million? That from the valuation is worth 500K. A lot of people don't know the old DJs. How many people really know Jazzy Jeff? It's because all of us are OGs, we know. But how many people?
All of who?
All of who? All of my show of hands. How many people know Jazzy Jeff?
Honestly, no. Honestly, if you go on social media, if you check his page, if you check my page, you'd see us in shows killing it. The problem is that you would see the gap between booking an artist and a DJ is too much. Yeah. The artist will perform for 20 minutes, have an okay show, but I'll perform for 1 hour and I'll keep the crowd up.
It's always been like that.
Let me help you.
Like that.
Yo,
First
CK.
I'm the rapper, he's the DJ.
Yeah.
As in, it's always been like that. Trust me, it's not new.
No, but what I'm saying is that the price is the difference is too much. You would pay a Wizkid 20 million.
Oh, this is personal.
I'll pay you how much?
Or whoever.
I'll pay you how much?
Do you understand? And you'd pay us, let's say, $1 million. But a Wizkid is performing for.
Well, you getting $1 million?
Wait, I'm just saying. But a Wizkid will perform for 40 minutes. He'll get an okay. You'll get them pumped. But I'll perform 2 hours. And the crowd will be pumped.
But it's about
crazy.
It's about branding. It's about knowing your work.
No, but the job. Who's getting everybody up?
How much if they paid David Guetta?
Would they pay David Guetta the way they pay Beyonce?
Thank you.
No.
MTV, are you ready?
I just wanna make you sweat.
We know all our artists guys, all our guys, they make buku money. Great for them. They put in the work for it. I'm not even trying to say to downplay the work they put in the studio to come up with tracks and keep producing hits. That's not. I feel like that's an even harder job than DJing. Because with DJs, you have to give us our content. So if you're not giving us that content,
how do you?
We're stuck with the old hits. You know what I'm saying? So they do a great job. But, bruh, there's no on stage. That workload as a DJ, carrying the crowd around, carrying the crowd along with you during your mix and all of that. Do we do that for sometimes 2 hours, 4 hours at a stretch?
Talking about the pay gap with artists and DJs, is that why DJs are now constantly dropping songs?
Because we're looking for extra income.
Evolution.
It's now we're now diversifying the income within the music industry to say, okay, if you guys are not paying me, X amount for just my DJ gigs, I might have to stop. I should stop.
But at the same time, they never still do call DJs for this.
For their tracks.
For the tracks,
That's
so they don't call you
so
to perform. They call you to be a DJ.
Yeah, you're not getting booked because you have the hottest track out. No, you have guys like Khalid that do that. But then guess what? He doesn't even get those kind of gigs a lot because, bro, you know what it is to pull Justin Bieber, Lil Wayne, Tiger, all of them on stage because you're not coming to perform their verses. If he comes as solo DJ Khaled, he's coming to play those tracks still, so he's still coming to DJ. That's why that extra stream of income has come about because when we now have to.
And also there's publishing.
He doesn't really want to tell you rice is really expensive.
And there's a lot of money made from music.
There's a lot of money.
Publishing. I mean, DJs have those relationships. I'm sure if Kontroller had a song and went put Wizkid, Davido, and Burna on the track,
your numbers would be crazy.
But then how would you perform?
How would you perform?
No, you wouldn't. But the money you get off publishing is ridiculous.
We're in a society here in Nigeria where the DJ just does not get that respect. Initially, the respect came because DJs were the ones introducing the music.
Song, yeah, exactly.
DJs.
You have to break that song.
So you needed the DJ, and this is why I still say the streams and all that is killing it for us because at the same time it's now like why when I have this guy that sits down behind what's that his name on post Lips. Joey. when I have a Joey that can sit down behind his laptop and just give you one mad write-up to be like, yo, this is who you should listen to. And then that, I don't know what transpired, behind the scenes, but then what if Joey is only driving traffic to that guy because that's my guy. As a DJ, we're non-biased, we play everybody, you decide. You listen and decide and pick what you like. I think this. I don't. You can, as a DJ, you cannot have favorites. It will show.
I think DJs should now tap into exactly what he is doing. Initially, they used to wait for you to introduce this. Right now, yes, you're still introducing, but at this point, you're telling people, you have a platform where you're telling, with the social media, you're telling people, this is what I think you should be listening to.
Or even easy, this is what I played last weekend at this gig. Go.
No, those are you can put your set list out
Exactly,
there. We do that. But when it now comes down to critiquing and blogging and all that, or music blogging and stuff like that,
So that's what I'm saying. That's where
there's only so much you can do. So that's when you leave that for the writers and.
My own question is, but I don't want to answer because I'm about to throw to break. My own question is, why do they book the DJ last? Why?
It's such a
You're gonna get the hall,
It's
get a hall, get an event planner.
He sees the rest of his budget
You
and
get
says,
the drinks, you get the
And that's the problem. When you get
everything,
when you get to talk about
and you go ahead.
budgeting.
And you go ahead and you book the DJ last.
Why?
Don't worry, we gotta go on a quick break. When we come
But
back,
I don't
we're
do
gonna
that,
find out why
Yeah,
they
I know.
always book the
like
DJ
my
last.
wedding, right?
Remember,
DJ was first. It was a priority. Man, I like music now. Music first.
your wedding.
My DJ was,
Okay, cool. Is your brother?
No.
I'm just saying. There you go. We gotta go on a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Musicology, people. Today we're talking about everything DJing. We're calling this episode Wetin DJs They Do. And I hope you guys are carrying on with the conversation. Tweet at us at MTV Base West using the hashtag MTV Base Musicology. Before the break, I said something. Why do you guys book DJs last? Yeah? I'm looking at you because
It's such a shame.
why you book DJs last? You get your caterer,
I was
your
gonna
food,
ask
your
why
alcohol.
you were looking at me.
Yes, yeah, because you
first
dey pay DJ.
First of all,
Yes.
the kind of parties where they do, we know they collect caterer.
With small chops. Small chops, barbecue.
But guess what? The thing is that for me, right, for two reasons. One, because I'm just generally very close to DJs. I manage DJs, so I'm sentimental. I'm biased towards DJs, right? Yeah. That's one. Two, the kind of events that we even do, you can't get around this without DJs. It's how. Do you get what I mean? So if you look at most of our own events or my events, you see that there's an average of 4 DJs on the lineup. 4 DJs, depending on the kind of events. When we're doing beach race or we're doing 12 hours, we have like 6 DJs on the lineup, right? I have a thing for DJs. There's no how that you would have a party without DJs. I would not book a DJ last.
Yeah, but why is that
Right?
when they
However,
do weddings, they are planning, everything is coming together, they will not say, Taloma, play for one.
So here's
live band or
Yeah,
So here's the problem with that. Now you give someone, and it's a shame that event planners do this. Let's even leave weddings out of it, because the truth is sometimes with weddings, you're dealing with so much family politics and that you're not that you forget. It's just that you might step on too many toes. Blah, blah. But let's stick to a birthday event, because weddings can get complicated. So birthday, 50th, 60th, 30th, whatever it is. You've given someone X amount of money to say, give me the party of my dreams, or give me the best party I've ever been, is my birthday, That event planner's first priority is to look for loopholes, to try and make extra cash. So they're not thinking about paying everybody their fee, their full fee. They're looking at shortchanging everyone. That's where the problem starts. Event planners have killed the DJ game in Nigeria so bad that they've reduced our respect to non-existent, just because it's like sometimes because it's off of the event planner's vibe that the clients will know how they will treat, so that's why if the event planner is all about the chef, to the point where the chef should even come out and introduce himself, and everybody will be looking at the chef like, oh my God, chef, now you do this, oh man, you understand? But if you place your priority on DJs, or who you place your priority on is who they will give the respect, and event planners don't place any priority on DJs. So back to the budgeting. You get, let's say 20 million. You've done, venue, decor, flowers, ushers, photographer, everything. You're now down to your last bare chicken change. That's when you now hear,
I know this person.
Where's the DJ? What music? Who can we book for this fee now? So it's now a thing of, no matter this is what I have. So even
This is what I have.
This is what I have. I've exhausted the budget because that, and then even at that, they still go back to their first priority, which is even if I have this small change, what coins can I take out of this to even add to my, my little bucket of raindrops that I've taken from everybody else. So at the same time, the DJ is still getting literally chicken change to come and play like for 8 hours. You understand what I'm saying? Like I always tell DJs that are starting out, don't go below 100K. Because your time alone is worth more than that 100K. But because you're starting out, you're new, you're trying to brand it.
You want to make a name.
Yeah, you want to make a name. Don't show, because I've heard cases where people just get paid, come and get shacks, or I'll take care of you or your friends, or come and eat and drink, and exposure, the normal, come and meet new clients. And how long do you want to be doing exposure for?
I think like every other thing is a strategy, right? So some DJs will play for free for first 3 years just to build that association. Yeah. So it's all about a strategy, but you must know your value, like what you said.
Have to.
I remember when I was very, very active running 360 knobs, right? And I believe no money should be left on the table. When they come with an ad and say, it's only 2 million we can pay, and I say it's 4 million. On the invoice, I write 4 million and I write discount. And some of the brands say, why? I said, because our price is 4 million, we're giving a discount. So even if you are playing for free, still invoice them, my fee is 1 million, and I'm giving discount of 100%. So it's there before they'll call their friend and say, I got that guy free now.
Well, that's a good lesson. That's a good lesson to learn. I'm actually even just learning. I'm going to pick that up because it makes, and DJs are watching, I'm sure, that will make a lot of sense to them versus, writing
Send us your invoice for teaching So how do we tell the upcoming DJs that basically, as a DJ and everything else you do, you start as for the love, then hobby, then you go there from taking it just from being a hobby to it being a business. So how do you tell this young DJ? So all right, now I'm moving from this to this. I want to be a business. I want to be a brand. I want to basically let the world know that this is what I do.
The thing about this upcoming DJs and young guys is that they see the glitter, the glamour, and they want it immediately. And
That's
it doesn't
a
happen.
big problem.
It's consistency
And I
and
always
hard
tell
work.
them, look, you need to practice. Like I used to practice 5 hours a day, every day, before I got my first gig. So I tell you, look, you need to practice, and play. Like the more plays you get, the better you get. But they just want to be celebrities from the get-go. Once they get the handle, look, I'm this, I'm that.
Left
So
to me, I don't like that statement, celebrity DJ.
But
I
we
don't
have,
really like it. Because
All DJs are celebrities.
yeah, exactly. That's my point. You will not call Burna Boy a celebrity artist.
No, it's an artist first.
There you go. You know what I mean? Like, if the person is popular, people know that person, gets views, get numbers, that kind of stuff, yeah, you can call that person a celebrity. So that term, celebrity DJ, sometimes I'm like,
Celebrity DJ thing came about when a lot of already known celebrities started becoming DJs. The actors, the musicians now decided that.
Idris Elba.
Yeah, Macy Gray, so now it's like, okay, we already knew you as a celebrity, but now you're a DJ as well. Okay, you're a celebrity, that kind of thing.
But what you find out is that a lot of them knew how to DJ. So like me, I can DJ a bit. But if
yeah,
I
you
now...
put it out there. Don't worry, we'll book you, wakekeepings, naming ceremony.
Book me! But what I'm trying to say is that, with every young DJ, right, he has to figure out that strategy that works for him. I'll use a practical example that I studied him, right? Switch. I know most of you. The first time I met Switch, he's a Yankee DJ. Wade Robson.
The dancer as well, right?
Wade Robson, then he went into, is it
Step Up?
Step Up to Street. And then he started playing on Ellen's show. And it's a big move. How many young DJs have pitched to shows like Musicology? Why do they DJ at the back of our set?
No,
and those are the things that...
I was coming there about when you talked about them coming up and they want to get up there and you said they have to play. Play doesn't always mean playing at the clubs or playing in some local clubs. You have there's brand equity. There's where you're meant. DJs that attach themselves to brands like radio stations knew why they did that. It's not because they were getting paid.
What happened to DJs and radio?
Before you get to the radio station, you need to be good enough to get to the radio station.
Yeah.
First, like what he said now, before you get to that radio station, you have to be good. So what he said still applies. For you to get to radio,
You have
to play, you have to acquire a certain amount of playtime, a certain amount of professionalism as well as a DJ. You have to understand the equipment, you have to know certain things before you can even go to the level of being on the radio. Now, to answer your question with radios and DJs, what happened was the DJs took over, but some places, aka Nigeria, just didn't evolve.
Exactly,
because now you go
BBC
anywhere
extra.
in the world and the DJs are the OAPs. You know, you hardly see someone that, except for the morning show, you hardly see someone during the day, during drive time or at the end of the day, or even at night, that's not a DJ that's on air. In Nigeria, they just, and this goes back to the respect, they just see DJs as these uneducated people that maybe cannot use the mic. Truthfully, that when I've asked around, they're afraid that the DJs might not know what to say on the mic. So why would you hire someone that doesn't know what to say on the mic? Look for DJs that can speak. There are a lot of us that are educated. There's some of us who actually went to school for things like that.
Right.
So look for DJs that can speak, hire these DJs, and better your radio station. I feel like in Nigeria right now, all the radio stations are on a flat line. Maybe except for two, and I don't want to drop any names so no one gets a big head. But maybe except for, and those ones are DJ driven.
Yes.
So the music is different. What you're hearing is different. What the
break the records.
Yeah,
Discovery is different.
Exactly. Versus someone that's just still the radio stations that are just running off of OAPs alone, and there's a lot of talk, and they play some jams. You know, when a DJ is controlling that switchboard, he can go from the switchboard to the turntable and back and forth, and you know, do shout outs, do the announcements. Sometimes even do
Let me
like so many points I want to say based on what he said. But
with branding, he spoke about branding. We've spoken about branding since DJs. You have to play, practice, get well, get better. You get on the radio, you start getting gigs. But how important is it when it comes to looks? They're not artists, but they have to be good to look at.
yes,
You know what I mean?
it is actually very important these days because social media. Do you have a personal photographer who goes with you to every gig?
No, I don't.
Do you?
Yeah, but you have a personal.
So you can take pictures.
Most DJs these days, they have a photographer, they have a videographer because social media, they need to have pictures, they need to have videos,
Some of them
and they need to look good.
Some of them have makeup artists too.
Yes, some of them have makeup artists, which is very
Why are
true
you looking at
because
our Kontroller?
I don't know that. Allow her finish. So looks, how
looks are very important because, I mean, you can't just walk up and say, yo, I'm a DJ, because you're in the entertainment industry. And what is entertainment about? It's about packaging. It's about the glitz. It's about the glam. You know what I mean? These days, DJs look better than radio presenters. They dress better than radio presenters. They brand. They do a lot more on social media
But hold
than
up, hold
presenters.
up. Are you going to book someone that looks good or someone that's going to rock your club?
Oh, I'll pay like
Obviously
she
someone
gas because she looks good and she can play. This is what we're saying now to the younger DJs. You gotta look good.
You have to.
You gotta be.
Well, guess
you
what?
gotta be able to play.
But guess what?
Play.
Let's not play too vain into the looking good thing. Look presentable. Look good. Look clean.
Never be caught on fresh.
Never to there you go.
Dress nice, smell really nice.
Smell nice, very important.
Smell really nice.
Smell nice.
And know your game.
Yeah,
I know your game is the number
I think
one.
another important thing for young and upcoming DJs is, first of all, to understand what the role of a DJ is. A lot of people just come into it as just another hustle, right? If you come into it as just another hustle, you're almost not going to get the respect that you deserve because you're going to go about everything the wrong way. So if you sit down where you are and say, this is a role, it's a career, right? It's just like you want to go into banking or you want to go into legal services or anything else. This is a profession, this is a role. What does this role mean to this industry that I'm about to enter? If you understand the value of a DJ, you know that you are a distribution hub, basically. The same way a record label will make sure that they use an ADA or whatever distribution service to put the music around the world. The DJs are a distribution hub, be you big or small, whether your buy is big or is small. If you understand the role that the DJ plays, then by default, you understand the role that you're supposed to play. You understand how big the shoes you're trying to fill are. You understand that it's not a joke. It's not that I'm just here for 30 minutes to drop 3 or 5 songs. You understand that it's a mood, you understand that you're responsible for a lot.
Highly spiritual.
You're responsible for how much they spend, you're responsible for the experience they have, you're responsible for if they come back to that spot or not. You know, even how you introduce a song to people. it determines if they take the song or not. There's a lot that goes on into the art of a DJ. So if you just step into it as,
oh, I'm trying to make some dough.
I'm on money no day streets. Better if you do. If I do back, they will pay me 50K.
Let's put it like this, and I'll just leave it. If you don't understand, go on Google. But a good DJ is like a good sativa.
Even when I still do A&R for artists, I go and beg DJs at clubs that please just play this song. Because I want to see how the reaction is. So DJs will always have an important role to play. So every young DJ listening, you are part of the music culture forever.
Know your value,
first.
yeah.
You need to know your value. You need to know, you even need to understand, I mean, you already know music, so it doesn't hurt to learn production. If you have you might realize you have a great voice and hey, you become Malik Berry. Who knew Malik Berry had a great voice until he sang?
Another piece of advice to upcoming DJs is you have to be open to criticism. When it comes to something like DJing or being an artist, yes, it is your art, it's your craft. You're very sensitive about it. It's understandable, but be open to criticism. If somebody offers you advice and says, no, try doing this, or this transition wasn't smooth enough, don't try and fight them. Like, Tata, what is it going to do for you? You're not going to improve and you're going to continue doing the same thing. And if possible, spend money to hone your craft. I know some DJs do offer academies or something like that. Yeah, sure. And if it's possible for you to learn from somebody who you look up to, it is an amazing thing to spend money on. You're just not spending money, it's an investment, and you will get better.
Yeah. Do spend your money, because when you said that, I remember like when I was young coming up, well, not that I'm old, but when I was younger coming up in the DJ, I did spend a lot of money going for DJ conferences. I never used to miss them because I wanted to understand the business side of it. And there were forums and seminars for these things. So, like I went for stuff like Core DJ Conference or even Ultra. Before the festival on the weekend, there's a bunch of
business.
Miami Music Week. They have all these conferences going on. You speak to any and everybody who's a top DJ, top talent agents or festival owners and all these kind of things, and you get to meet them one-on-one when you can pay for that and get results from it, because it's a big network.
But if you don't have the money to travel to Miami,
that's why I said Miami.
But guess what? I wasn't in Nigeria traveling to the States.
You were in the States.
I was there.
If you can't,
the exception to the rule.
Let me land. Because I know some people,
they are there.
They can't there. They cannot,
they are not in
even
Miami.
to get visa is voila. Okay. But if you can't, look, I actually learned how to DJ everything from YouTube.
Thank you.
Like nothing, nobody held me. YouTube, literally everything I know was from YouTube. So if you can't, please always, even till today, I still go online. I'm like, yo, how do you do this? How do you do that? And I keep learning and I put it out on my set. So please, because that's how I learn. Nobody taught me how to DJ.
It's just really the keywords that translate the message, and it's being consistent, sticking to the craft, being passionate about it. Everything doesn't have to be about the money. I keep saying that because a lot of DJs out here are not making the money. So to even do the things that I'm doing, or some of the things that, some of us, our parents are killing it so we can bankroll anything. Some of us, we can't. You understand what I'm saying? So at the same time, having a photographer, videographer follow you, a stylist, it's not cheap, it's not free, and as much as there are very good DJs out there that just wish they had the right team, they can't afford it. So you really just have to just depend on yourself and keep going, keep pushing through. Like, somebody one day will see you and be like, you deserve that 500K check, you deserve that 1 million naira check. So, but imagine if you tap out, you will not get to that point. So that's really the thing, just keep pushing through, be consistent. You want to make sure that at every event, someone left there thinking, wow, that DJ was mad. Even if, because sometimes I tell you, there are sometimes we will have to work with people that we don't necessarily like. But you have to take your mood and chalk it somewhere, because there's so much potential business in the room. Like, if you let that mood ruin your set.
And you're a mood setter.
Yeah, exactly. So if you let that affect your set, then that's it. You're done. So check your ego, check your mood, make sure that literally, and truthfully, the only thing that can help that is passion, because then no matter what is vexing you, by the time you get behind the DJ booth and you start playing, sometimes even if you're just playing for yourself, the fact that you're enjoying it, that vibe, that energy feeds into the
So you
rest
can
of the crowd.
feel yourself.
Yeah, and then you still. So I just thought to throw that out there because I know there's a lot of DJs. I get those questions in my DM all the time. It's like, guy, like I don't have your this.
Do
I
they
don't have,
know that you stayed up for hours
bro?
trying to break a record?
Exactly.
Obi was saying, the last day.
That was strategy.
The last day, DJ Obi on the last day was seeing dead.
He was sleeping,
He was seeing dead people. He was seeing dead. He couldn't see any of us that were in front of him. He didn't.
I think I was there for day
This guy
3.
had grapes in front of him. Like this.
When you talk about practice time, that was the ultimate practice time for me because truthfully, I tell people like part of my idea for that thing was just because I was always practicing and I decided let me make something out of my practice time because I can stay up playing at home for hours. Like when my siblings and I all live together, I ask them, is it that waking them up potato? I'm not letting them sleep. It's just like, yeah, let us sleep, you know? So I just thought about different ways to extend or put out that practice time. And that was me being creative with what I thought would be a dope idea. Sometimes just that dope idea, I think, oh my God, people think I'm crazy. Yes, put the crazy out there because people are looking at me like, guy, you mad? Like, you know, but I did it and it helped out. I needed a PR plan and it was the perfect plan for me, so it worked.
And everybody came.
Everybody.
We all went, right?
Yeah, we all did.
I feel like so far this year, we've been able to scratch some, shake some tables.
Nice.
Just to get the attention that people are still giving us side eye. They haven't given us their full attention yet. So I like the fact that you guys have put this together to create this conversation because as DJs, we need it. Sometimes when we talk about these things, especially even to artists, they just feel like we're being brats and we're kicking and fussing. Because, guy, trust me, there's so many other issues. There are different festivals that happen or that were supposed to happen this year that didn't even think about booking DJs.
Wow. But you know what? Big shout out to the wedding industry because the shift in the DJs. I'm being very serious. The shift
I'm with you now.
in the DJs with the wedding industry is ridiculous. Like they're now paying.
Number one.
They're the number one. They're like, look. Some people are like, look, if this DJ is not playing, I'm not getting married on this day. Like I'm serious.
True. I've had people call after they've gone in the ring. Like literally, that like, bro, I
won't book you for this day
so
too.
now you with the book facts, and I shout out to all those kind of clients. I love you guys. Man. I'm happy.
So shout out to you guys.
You're welcome.
Shout out to you. Shout out to Daniel. Shout out to everybody for coming through. Shout out to the wedding industry. It's been a splendid episode so far. Thank you guys for coming through. You know what I mean? Jay-Z say, I don't say, and I get better things to do, but I did with us. So really appreciate you. Shout out to Jay-Z. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys have learned something from these amazing people. And to the upcoming DJs, definitely remember, know your work. Look fresh, look nice, learn the business, be friends with the promoters, be friends with these people like this. You understand? You understand? And also, be the best gatekeeper you can be. And show your brother DJ or sister DJ some love, all right? We got to go. I hope you guys kept on with the conversation on social media. Please tweet at us at MTV Base West. If you have anything to say, tweet at these guys as well using the hashtag MTV Base Musicology. Big shout out to Cairo Hub for having us. I hope you guys have food downstairs because man is hungry. So from me, these guys, the crew, peace, love, bye-bye.
Peace out.
We'll see you guys some other time. Remember, pay the DJ.
Respect the DJ.
Respect the DJ.
Love the DJ.
Love the DJ.